What's up, people? Here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Rango Rider. Um, it's funny. It's actually Hango Hider in Portuguese because the R makes a H sound. Rango or Hango, it's like grub or like some delicious food you're gonna chow down. Man, I really love some Middle Eastern food. So today I'm gonna show you guys a restaurant on the east side of Sao Paulo. They have all the good stuff for a fair price. Sao Paulo is this huge city. It's actually like 11 million people. I gotta check the numbers again, but bigger even than New York, but so similar to New York in a lot of ways. There's so many immigrants here, and different foods that are delicious and good price because it's for them. Here in Sao Paulo, Middle Eastern people came during the late 1800s, especially from Lebanon and Syria. Oh, I used to really like to eat shawarma in New York. We had this place, I think it was called Shawarma King in the West Village. We'd eat that before we went to the club, or it was cheap. You know, in New York you could have falafel too. That was another food that we like to eat there. It's amazing this trajectory like shawarma went to around the world. I heard that also it went to Mexico. So the kebab, that spinning meat, and also tacos al pastor with pineapple, you know, those were influences from Lebanon and Mexico. Yeah, in the United States, there was a huge Mexican migration. You know, obviously, two countries are neighbors. Tons of people who are citizens live there, and it's Mexican food by and for Mexican people. So we have a lot of authentic Mexican food there. Yeah, Brazil, on the other hand, never had a significant migration of Mexican people, and you know, Mexico is actually really pretty far away from Brazil if you think like it's on the other end of Latin America. So all that just to say that basically, like the way that I eat Mexican food in the U.S. And the availability of it, at least you know in the South and New York and Texas, California. That's the way Middle Eastern food is in Brazil, in Sao Paulo at least, where there was a big migration. Yeah, there's a lot of snacks. Like kibe is a little croquette, fried croquette made with beef and bulgur wheat, and a sfiha. It looks like a mini open, you know, it looks like a mini pizza, and they can either be open or closed. And there are just like tons of restaurants that sell these things. There's a huge chain called Habib's. It's like some of the cheapest food. It's basically it's so similar. It's like, you know, it's like Taco Bell or something. It's so cheap. Like when people think of the cheapest thing that you can eat, whereas in the U.S. it's Taco Bell, and here it's Habib's. Really is the whole spectrum. So from the cheap spots to high-end shopping mall, Middle Eastern food. And places where people really from those countries, like where they eat. So that's where we're going today. We're going to go to something more authentic and really cool. It's in the middle of a neighborhood called Braz, which was one of the early industrial neighborhoods in Sao Paulo, where Middle Eastern immigrants went to work and set up shop. Today, Braz is it's like a garment district. It's a huge garment district where produce clothes and print clothes. We've done a lot of printing there. Like all the T-shirts that we produced were produced there. It's basically the place where you can find everything to do with clothing and clothing manufacture.
Comida muito boa aqui. É seu chefe autêntico da Síria, cozinhando para gente.
Oi.
Fala. Você veio da Síria mesmo?
Síria mesmo.
Oh, quanto tempo você está em São Paulo?
10 anos, mais um
Muito? Ah, eu também. Eu estou aqui há 12 anos.
12 anos.
Comida aqui no Brasil, comida árabe é igual lá, tem diferenças?
Não, mas original aqui na minha família. Tudo bem, graças a Deus, está acontecendo. Gente brasileiro está junto, gostamos, tudo certo, graças a Deus.
Gostei muito. Parabéns.
Obrigado.